Chairman Mao, Jamie Howe, Ho Chi Minh, Asif Din, Václav Havel, Graham Saville, No Surrender, Percy Fender, Guerilla Cricket.
I'm Annie Chave for Guerilla Cricket, and I am talking today to Becky Fairlie-Clarke, who is the Chief Executive Officer of the Cricket Supporters Association. Becky, tell us a bit about yourself. Why cricket?
Always been into cricket. So thank you so much, first of all, Annie, for having me and for talking to me today. Always been into cricket. My family was really into cricket, and my dad was a massive Kent fan. And so I've got two older brothers, and actually they were kind of into cricket, kind of not. I came along and I literally had no choice, and my dad was my absolute hero. So went to a lot of Kent games, but then I was actually born in Sussex, so went to a lot of Sussex games, and we enjoyed this really good rivalry, county rivalry. And then remember vividly kind of going up to the Oval and stuff like that. So always been into cricket, thank you. And then just kind of the more and more I've been involved in cricket, so I've worked with various stakeholders within the game, just really felt that fans had a voice to play and a real big positive role to play within the game. And so hence why I've ended up heading up the Cricket Supporters Association.
Yeah, I must say this all sounds very familiar to me. But, how did you get involved with the Cricket Supporters Association?
So the original idea was George DeBell's. So he had the idea a few years ago, and at that time I was doing some PR and marketing work with the Barmy Army. So we got involved then, and then kind of obviously George has a lot of other stuff going on, and so it was actually when I was on maternity leave with my first little boy, and I was thinking about it. What do I want to do? What's going to happen now? And okay, and so I spoke to George and said, I'd really like to really move this forward. And so that was back in 2016, 2017. And so from then, just been trying to push it on as much as possible. And obviously over this time period, although it's been awful for so many reasons, it's actually allowed me a bit more time to concentrate on the Cricket Supporters Association. And I think we're really kind of making great moves now, which has been fantastic.
Yeah, again, this all sounds so familiar. I mean, I know exactly what you mean about this time. Okay, so what's the primary objective of the Cricket Supporters Association? Is it to gain or gather together as big a collective voice as possible? Is that one of the things? Or
Absolutely. So I always think that it's kind of like, we're here just to give fans a voice within the game. So obviously there are all these other different fan groups and organisation, and every cricket fan has a different view on everything. But there's no one place where you can come together and have the discussions, take part in the surveys. We do a lot of surveys, and just have the opportunity to give your opinion, your voice as to what's going on with the game. So what we've done is develop relationships with the stakeholders within the game, so the ECB and the counties. And as I say, we do the research, and then by collecting what everyone thinks together, we can then present it to the stakeholders within the game and say, this is what fans are thinking about what's going on. And conversely, it's more and more hopefully getting to the point where the stakeholders are coming to us and saying, what do fans think about this? We're a not-for-profit, fully independent. We don't have any commercial interest. So we are all about just representing what cricket fans think. And we know that there's a frustration because you might, as I say, not everybody thinks the same, but I kind of think of it like a democracy. At least when you've had the chance to have your say, to put your opinion forward, you feel better about the fact, even if it doesn't quite go your way, at least you've been considered. Because I think there is that big gaping hole within cricket where a lot of people, stakeholders are asked, broadcasters, counties, etc., about what's going on within cricket, and yet fans, are we asked? I don't know. So just trying to kind of plug that hole and bring cricket together as much as possible.
Yeah, because there's so many little factions, like you say. I mean, it's so basically we want to get a big voice that is there together. Yeah, absolutely. Okay. On your website, you list accessibility, accountability and advocacy as key areas.
Yeah.
How do you begin to tackle those? They're massive.
It is. I think this is why it's a long process. This is a long journey that we're on. It is just, as I say, though, just trying to work with stakeholders. So what we've recently launched is the Every Cricket Fan, the Diversity Initiative. And that's very much about kind of making sure cricket is as accessible and welcoming and inclusive as it can be. And the advocacy side is very much about kind of, as we say, representing cricket fans. So the more voices we have together, the bigger difference we can make. The more that people can feel that this is a game for them and they get to have their say about what's happening. And accountability is about the other stakeholders, so the ECB, so the county, so that there is a fan organisation which can hold them accountable and can say, hold on, what's happening here or what's going on there. And obviously we haven't been set up just to kind of bash the ECB. That's not what it's about, but we are there to hold them accountable. So, because, there are a lot of different viewpoints on everything. And I think the way that we can really get involved is by, as I say, kind of showing the research, being accountable, making sure they're accountable and just kind of trying to move cricket forward together, all of us working together.
Yeah, I can see that. Okay, so you vaguely mentioned Every Cricket Fan. So tell us about the Every Cricket Fan initiative that you're
thank you. So that was launched really, obviously, with everything that's been going on within the world. The Black Lives Matter movement, but then also kind of looking at us as an organisation and making sure we are as representative as possible within the cricket community, because obviously we know that there are cricket fans who love the county game, obviously cricket fans that just love international T20s. There are, such a wide variety of fans. So the initiative is very much empowering everyone to be able to come and enjoy and engage with cricket and to celebrate the diversity within the game. So kind of working with different groups, whether kind of across race or disability or sexual orientation or any of those different characteristics, just making sure that the game is as welcoming and inclusive and diverse as we kind of would hope it would be, but just trying to understand where that sits within the spectators and the fans of the game.
No. Okay. At the moment you're working with The Voice.
Yeah.
Is this a productive partnership? I mean, is it really important? How important is it?
Yeah, thank you. I think that yes, I think it is, because so for the Every Cricket Fan, we set up the Guidance Council, because I think you can only kind of understand diversity and inclusion if you're talking to people within the different communities. So on the Guidance Council, we have Rodney Hines from The Voice, Mark Bond, who's the ex-England blind cricketer and now works for Lord Taverners in disability cricket, Tracy, who is the co-chair of Chelsea Pride, and Tamina Hussain, who's on the Berkshire Cricket Board. So we're kind of talking to all the different communities and speaking to Rodney. Obviously, the black community used to, we're always in the grounds, massive cricket fans, massive in terms of participation as well. And obviously that has died away, and so it's kind of trying to understand why that is. And the only way that we feel that we can really understand that is by doing the research, is by actually asking the people within the community, hey, why aren't you cricket fans anymore? Or where does cricket stand for you? Or what stops you going to cricket? Why don't you think about it, anymore? Or do you actually engage with it online and actually that's enough? Or, all those different questions, which I think you can only get to the bottom of when you actually speak to people within the community. And obviously The Voice is the UK's only national black newspaper, and so a great way to kind of reach the community. And we're really proud of that partnership with The Voice and with Rodney, and really pleased that he's come on board and is helping us out.
What sort of reach do they have? I don't know.
I think their newspaper is circulating about 25,000, but then obviously there's all the social media channels and everything else as well. So
yeah, okay. You kind of touched on this earlier. Is it important to have a good relationship with the ECB and the counties?
I believe so, yes, because as I say, we have to hold them accountable. So if all fans, or, you know, what fans are passionate about, and we know the 100 is one of those issues, then absolutely we need to represent to them the worries that people have, the real legitimate concerns that there are, the fears for the future of the game, the fears for the counties. You know, we really have to represent those at every level from a fan's perspective. But is it worth us picking a fight all the time with the ECB? Probably not, because then do we lose any kind of position that we have? There has to be a working relationship with the stakeholders within the game, but for us to be able to move it forward, for us to get the position for fans that we're looking for. We really want fans to be essential, as much as the broadcasters are asked about what's happening in the game. We want the fans to be that asked next, you know, or first probably is probably better. But, you know, we really want that. So I think it's important to have a relationship with everybody involved in cricket, because I don't think cricket does itself any favours if there's all this infighting and actually then everyone goes, oh, I can't be bothered with that, I'm just going to watch football or rugby instead. So I think, I do think it's important to have a good working relationship. And just, as I say, though, absolutely hold them accountable. Absolutely don't agree with, you know, with everything. If that's what our members are saying, then that's what we represent, and that will always be there. We're a membership organisation, so we represent what members say, and that's why we urge as many people as possible to join up, because the bigger voices that there are, the more that we're together, the less we can just be ignored, but the more they have to hear us and what fans are saying within the game.
Yeah, so individually, it would be good for each county to have a fan representative, and obviously we need to work on that as well. Yeah,
absolutely. So we're very much looking for kind of county reps for each county. So someone who is they're a member or just a, you know, fan of a particular county to come forward. Obviously, Annie, you know yourself, and for Somerset. So we're looking for county reps. So if anyone's interested in that, they can just email us at info@cricketsporters.com. But also just everyone to sign up. I mean, if people can sign up just on cricketsporters.com, add their voice. Whenever we do surveys, and we'll be doing a survey, I think at the beginning of next year, then you can get involved and you can have your say. Obviously, though, you can email us or tweet us at any time and kind of say, what about this? What about that? And as I say, because we have a good working relationship with the ECB, and that we can ask them questions. So if you know that you, you know, and they do come back to us. So if there's something that, you know, we all want to know, come to us, ask us, and then we can put it to the ECB, and you know, and you probably feel that you've got more of a voice amongst a bigger community than just yourself on your own trying to get an answer to a burning issue. So I
mean, I know for myself, I get lots of people complaining about certain issues in counties, but it's an individual complaint, and you're not going to get anywhere that way. So absolutely, sign up, guys. So if you measure your success by how many members you have, how successful are you?
Let's say we can always be bigger, we can always do better. So I mean, and that's what we're trying to get across. And you know, it's kind of like I know that people really care about cricket, and I know that people want to have their say on what's going on within the game, and so please do just join up, because the more voices we have, the bigger difference we can make. I can't say it enough. And so it's kind of like, we're doing okay so far. We've got about 4,500 people signed up, but we do also have the big relationships with like the Barmy Army and stuff like that. So when we do surveys, we do send out, the surveys go out to a really big audience. We get a really good response rate. So, but I mean, we can always do better. I mean, I want 100,000 people, so you know, I mean, that's the aim. It really is to kind of be as big as possible. But also, if you are do run an individual fan group, we do have an affiliate scheme as well, so you can kind of join up as a whole, which is another option.
Oh, no, that's useful. Okay. Sort of finally, how you kind of answered this, but how can Guerilla cricket fans and followers join the CSA.
CSA, yeah. I know. Or Cricket South Africa, no. Or the CSA, the Child Sport Agency, no. Cricket Sports Association. It would just go to our website, so cricketsupporters.com, and there it's just a very simple form. And as I say, if you're interested in becoming a county rep, email us at info@cricketsupporters.com. But also on the diversity side, we have already kind of started conversations with so the Hero Ranas in Headingley, which is a Pakistani girls team that's run by someone that we're going to be working with. We're talking to someone who is setting up a gay men cricket team. So if you've got kind of something along the diversity, either outside that you'd like to talk to us about, please do email us as well, because we're looking for kind of individual projects as well to support as well as the larger work that we're doing with the counties and stuff like that, and the voice. And so, yeah, please do get in contact with us. And as I said, we just want more people to get involved, more people to let us know what they think, so that we can really, as a fan group, just get involved in cricket, and we can't be ignored anymore.
Yeah, and I just want to add this, that actually it's really, really hard. This sort of thing takes a lot of work behind the scenes, and it's not immediate. You're not going to get immediate results. I think everyone sort of will necessarily think, oh well, I've joined. What's happening now? And that doesn't happen. It's kind of like a very slow wheel, isn't it? And you've got to keep it turning.
Yeah, it is. But I mean, as I said, yeah, absolutely, 100%. And thank you so much for saying that, Annie. And it is just like, let's keep going, and the more surveys that we do, the diversity stuff that we're doing, that when it comes to the county championship changes is for 2022, we should be involved, kind of having discussions so that fans are involved in those, so there's really big opportunities for us. But as you say, I mean, this is cricket, so things take time.
Ever.
But but yeah, we'd love as many people as possible to get involved.
Okay, great. Well, thank you for joining us, and
so much,
everyone sign up to the Cricket Supporters Association. Okay, bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Guerilla cricket.
Revolutionary cricket commentary.